Hello and welcome to LBS Special News on the Assam-Mizoram border dispute. Amid the ongoing border dispute between Assam and Mizoram on 26th of July, a number of Assam armed police entered Mizoram and forcibly occupied Mizoram police outpost, and this led to firing from both sides, and in this shooting, 6 Assam police died and more than 50 were wounded. The tension between Assam and Mizoram erupted into gunfire yesterday evening when Assam police numbering around 200 personnel, along with their IGP district magistrate, forcibly entered Mizoram territory along the border. The Assam police impudently entered the outskirts of Vairengte, a subdivision of Mizoram's southernmost town, and forcibly ousted the small number of IR police stationed there. How the Assam police managed to overcome the Central Reserve Police Force, CRPF, who are stationed there to prevent such an act, poses a big question. The people of Vairengte, upon hearing the commotion, flocked to the site, but the Assam police met the people with lathis and tear gas. The people dispersed, but after a few minutes, the Assam police threw stun grenades and started firing, and the Mizo police also started firing back. This fight lasted for about 45 minutes, and the Assam police waved a white flag and eventually pulled back. According to Kalasip SP Vanal Fakaralte, before the shooting started, he had a talk with the Assam IGP Anurag Agarwal, trying to dissuade them to return and telling him that unless they go back, there can be no compromise. But they refused, and while the talk was going on, the Assam police started firing, and he had to run for his life with his PSO, and hoping the CRPF, who encamped nearby, will give them shelter. But to his surprise, he said that the CRPF could not give him shelter and protection. According to our police sources, 2 of their forces and 6 civilians sustained minor injuries, and the Assam side lost 6 personnel and around 50 wounded in this shooting, including Kachar SP Nimbalkar Vaibhav Chandrakant. The Home Minister of Mizoram Lalsam Liana on Monday night made a press briefing about the border clash. The Home Minister said he had a talk with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah regarding the situation and ordered withdrawal of their force accordingly. The Home Minister said the border situation, which flared up, is caused by Assam and strongly condemned their act, and to have this kind of conflict, which can be avoided, is condemnable, and it is their fervent hope that this kind of things do not happen again. According to our correspondent in Vairengte, the situation has calmed down, but on Monday, an explosion occurred near a police outpost, but no one was injured. This act is believed to be perpetrated by the Assam police. The Chief Minister of Mizoram, Mizoram Thanga, tweeted about this incident and had a talk with the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, blaming each other for the situation, and both ministers asked the Union Home Minister to intervene in this regard. The trouble between Assam and Mizoram has been going on for decades, and in October 2020, Assam officials and a group of police personnel entered Mizoram and destroyed paddy crops and Mizo belongings around Vairengte, Saihapui V, Painuam, Thinglun, and this caused some trouble. This is not the only friction between the 2 neighboring states. There have been numerous incursions by the Assam officials and police during last year also. In the backdrop of this, the Assam side often blocked the National Highway 54, which caused many problems for the Mizos, and after the interference from the central government, the blockade was usually stopped. On July 29th, a number of officials and police personnel entered Aitlang, which is located near Vairengte, and destroyed huts and belongings of many Mizo farmers, and after this set a permanent camp at the site. Even before this unfortunate incident, which occurred on July 26th, Assam officials and police personnel entered Mizoram numerous times, and it is clear that they intend to take over any land they occupy with impunity. Because of the numerous troubles caused by the Assam police, On the 9th of July, a dialogue was held between Assam Chief Secretary Jishnu Barua and Mizoram Chief Secretary Lalunmoya Tsuwango in Delhi, but the talk had no positive outcome. And another dialogue regarding the dispute with Union Home Secretary Ajay Kumar Bhalla also came to nothing because each party has different views and approach about the border dispute, and the matter was left to be settled by the state authority and another talk to be held if possible. Even after the respective chief secretaries of the two states have had dialogue regarding the dispute, the Assam officials have continued pestering the Mizos at the border. On July 24th, along with the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the 8 chief ministers of northeast states held a dialogue in Shillong in which the matter of border dispute was mentioned. And the Chief Minister of Mizoram asked the Chief Minister of Assam to withdraw their forces and to pay compensation to the people living in the border area whose properties were destroyed by the Assam police. On the sideline of this meeting, the Assam and Mizoram Chief Ministers had a talk regarding the border dispute, and the Chief Minister of Mizoram, Zoram Thanga, told the Chief Minister of Assam, Himanta Biswa Sarma, that he hoped the border dispute can be solved at the earliest, and invited the Assam Chief Minister to visit Aizawl accordingly. And his Assam counterpart accepted his invitation and said he will certainly come to Mizoram when he can. However, only after 2 days of cordial atmosphere, the Assam police and officials entered Vairengte without warning, and because of their action and conduct, border shooting, which by far the most serious, ensued, and some Assam police regrettably lost their lives.